the beginning part of this is the introduction to the rolling discussion. A rolling discussion is an activity that I've used several times with several different books. The idea of the rolling discussion is that it's a discussion that never ends. It continues on throughout the entire unit, and it allows students to come back to a lot of the topics that we talk about. I like using the rolling discussion because it creates an opportunity for students to take a risk at the beginning of the unit and then maybe revisit their ideas throughout the unit, develop them, use the text to analyze them further, and continue talking about them with one another throughout the unit. It's a good opportunity too for students to take a lot of risks. A lot of the rolling discussion topics are pretty open-ended, and they require some prior knowledge maybe from other classes that students were in, but they don't necessarily need a student to, for instance, have read exactly one chapter in order to participate. So it really fosters a 100% participation pretty much every time that you do the rolling discussion. This conversation right here is great. You can see kids, they're starting to make their own graphic organizers. Important for this activity is that students are allowed to choose their own groups. I don't ever assign students to groups when we do rolling discussion because it allows them to feel more comfortable with the people that they are working with. This group, for instance, has students of all different abilities, 2 really high-performing students and 2 students who struggle a lot. That really allows their relationships to develop. They're very comfortable with one another socially, but academically a lot of them have a hard time taking risks, so this opportunity allows them to do that a little bit more. I like this activity though. It allows them to make mistakes, and like I said, the discussion never ends because we actually ended up coming back to this same topic like 3 or 4 more times throughout the unit, and as they read the text they're able to add more to it. So I like that it allows like a kid like Esme, for instance, to be able to talk today, but Maria, for instance, might not talk, but tomorrow or the next day or 3 days later when we come back to it, she might have developed a whole lot more ideas. I think a lot of times when you do discussions, there's a lot of pressure on students to say, I have to talk today, and if I don't talk, then I didn't get my points. But this kind of allows the continuation of the discussion, so they can take it home, think about it, write about it, come back and participate the next day.
So they get points for talking.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And so do you keep a chart with you while you're...
I do. You don't see me using it here, but usually what I have is a clipboard, and then I give it to a student, and they actually keep track of the points throughout the entire hour. And then they give me the points at the end of the hour.